phrase out with the old, in with the new. Every time I do angel cards, I keep getting the card new beginnings. I was talking to my friend about something and she said like, oh, it's like a tabula rasa, like new beginnings also. And I was like, that's so funny because I keep getting that card. For me, what it really means at this moment is to let go of everything that's not working, because sometimes you're putting in all this energy or you're holding on to things because you're like, well, maybe this, or maybe if I do it like that, or in some time, or when the time is right. And I'm just like really ready to let go of some things, and it's mostly mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to let go of things like the past or certain habits or certain behavioral patterns or thought patterns that I feel like I'm kind of ready to look it in the eye and see the truth and just acknowledge it for what it is, and then therefore let it go. But then also physically, I've been getting rid of things and I'm really letting go of a lot of stuff, but also a lot of emotional things, like I said. So I thought today we could really tie up some loose ends, take you along with me on this journey, and maybe inspire you to let go of some things too. The first thing, it was my brother's birthday in the past weekend, but my brother doesn't like to celebrate like at all. He doesn't celebrate ever. So he and his girlfriend just went away for the weekend, but I thrifted him this book. It's by David Attenborough. Like, he loves his documentaries and he loves nature documentaries, and he's always trying to get into reading more. So I thought, when I saw this book, I thought it looked really beautiful, and I thought it would be a good gift because then he can see if it works out to kind of get himself to read, because it is very much in his interest. So I have this book, and instead of like holding on to it, I was thinking to just send it to his house, because he lives in a different city than me. So if I'm gonna wait for it, it's gonna be so long, and I think it's actually a nice surprise to just send it to him with a card and just be like, happy birthday, brother. I think he would appreciate that more than if I waited to give it to him. And that makes me think, I don't know if I even still have this, but Arne and I went to Hawaii in 2022, and then I got my brother a t-shirt, but then later I was like, this is not really his style anymore, because he used to be more of a skater boy a little bit, and then like he doesn't do skateboarding anymore, and he's more like his style has really changed lately over the past few years. So then I was like, this is stupid, but now I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can find that shirt, I'm gonna throw it in with this, and at least that will be out of the way, you know, because now I'm always like, oh, I still have that shirt. Okay, so this bag is from a super cute crystal shop on Oahu. So if you're ever in Hawaii, this is so cute. This was such a beautiful crystal shop. Oh my god, there's even some crystals still in here. Sometimes I just get like a bunch of the same thing as like a souvenir to give to my friends. So these I've been giving to people. But now I still have 3 left. And I knew it. I was like, I think I have a few more left. So good thing these are out in the open. So the t-shirt, here's what I mean. Like, it just said aloha. But it's kind of like this, like he would have loved this when he was a teenager, but now he's an adult, and I was just kind of like, but now maybe if I say like, I got you this a few years ago, he will be like, oh, this used to be my style, so maybe it will work out anyway. And it's not that bad, he might still be able to wear it. Okay, so I'm going to pack this with the book. I always keep like those package envelopes, so I think that would be perfect. This and the book and then a card as a gift. I thought before we leave to drop off the packages, I'm gonna do some angel cards because I haven't done them for today. And now I'm thinking we can do it in this vlog actually. It's so fun because today I got 2 new ones that I never got before. First one, creativity. So the creativity card, how I interpret it is that my creativity guides are urging me to just let my creativity flow and embrace that there's always a risk. And if you create something that you don't like, just go back to the drawing board, reassess, pivot, reevaluate. It's never set in stone, but if you don't take the risk, you're not really creating, basically. And then the second one, invention, also from the creativity guides. Oh, I didn't show you the invention intention one. This one I've had before, and it's about when life gives you lemon, make lemonade. So if you've gone through something horrible, instead of dwelling about it, embrace it to move forward and turn it into something good. So yeah, it's basically just like turn your negativity into something positive. And then boredom, how I interpreted this one is that if you're feeling an emptiness or boredom, it's not because there's something lacking in your life, it's because you're not expressing something from yourself. So it's basically like we all come to this earth to be something and contribute and leave the world more beautiful than we found it in some way, and make it more beautiful and give. And that's also part of your purpose. Like your purpose will always in some way bring something beautiful or good to the world or to other people, or both. If I'm feeling an emptiness, it might not be because I have to be something or do something, it's because I have to give something, and I'm feeling a lack of expression because I have something to give, but I'm not giving it. Beautiful cards. Now we're just going to collect the packages, get the old out of the way, and make room for the new. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm back home. I took care of everything that I needed to take care of and just enjoy this beautiful day, but also finish last week's video because it needs to go up today. So yeah, out with the old, in with the new. Actually quite happy with what I put together in the end. I think while I was filming it and then yesterday while editing it, it was a little bit sort of scary because it is something else and I'm showing a lot more of myself that I haven't showed before. But you know, like the card said, sometimes you just have to stop worrying about doing it right or wrong and just kind of let it flow. And I feel like it's something that I would be interested to watch, so I hope that you are interested to watch it too. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with it in the end. It's something different, but that's what I like about it too. So now Arna and I are gonna go and run some errands and pick up some stuff, and I'll see you later. I'm just exporting and uploading my vlog for your last week. Yeah, I was really thinking, like, I've been kind of getting rid of old energy and old things, obviously, and what I really noticed is that it really makes room for new, better things. Like yesterday, Arjan came home from work and he found this beautiful dresser just standing in our street, and there was a sign on it like, oh, just take it for free if you like it. And it was like exactly in our style, exactly the size that I could work with. And I was like, it's so funny, like I've been looking on Marketplace so much to find something, but then when you just kind of let it go and let go of all the old things, the new things just find you. And then my aunt was like, oh, I'm keeping this crib from when she was a baby, so a really long time ago, and my mom and stuff were in that when they were a child. She wanted to get rid of it, but then my mom was like, maybe Insa wants it. I was like, yeah, we have some room in the attic. And then we came to pick it up, and she had like a Polaroid camera for me that she had never used. She got it as a gift with purchase for her GPS, and she never used it. And she was like, oh, I have a gift for you. And I was like, oh, why? Because it's not my birthday or anything like that. She's like, oh, just, you know. And then she gave it to me, and it was like this brand new Polaroid camera that she had never even used. And I was like, okay. And just like these are just a few examples, but I feel like I've been getting rid of old things, and I don't mean like throw all your stuff away, but more like using up old products, decluttering my email, burning letters with old stuff. Like I'm cutting my hair soon, and I just feel like I need to check on the soup. Be right back. So what I was trying to say is that that's why I want to promote Amanda's course also, because it's about alignment and doing what feels right. And for me right now is a time of shedding, and it feels really good to like shed a lot of layers and make room for new things. But that's not always the case, and just because someone says out with the old, in with the new, you can't like buy a new identity or something. But this is just what feels good to me right now. That's what it's all about, just like following what feels right to you. So Amanda's Money Mindset course is open for enrollment until the 28th of February. So if you want to sign up, my links are down below. You can check out the course, see if it's for you. There are lots of reviews on there, information about all the modules, what they're about. Like I said, it's about money, but it's a lot about mindset, manifestation, using your intuition, alignment, and it's a good course, and I would really recommend it. So if you're interested, check out the link, and you can always sign up or not, or later, but I think it's a good one to check out. Okay, we're gonna go eat now. See you later. Okay, so I'm finalizing my bookkeeping for January. One thing that I also noticed in myself is that I keep all the physical receipts in one of my drawers. I have a little cardboard box, and there is where I put all my receipts, but that's also where I put all the proof when you give off a package. So I put the receipts and all those proofs in one little thing in my drawer. After the first of the month, I take out all the receipts, I enter them in my bookkeeping, and then I take a picture of it, and then I basically just throw it away. But then for the ones that proof of the receipt that it was received, I just have like a whole bunch of them, because it's always when you throw them away that a package ends up lost and then you can't find it anymore. So that's why I keep it, because that has happened to me like twice already. It just gets lost, and then I threw away the proof, and then it's like my loss basically. Everything in this case, for example, from 2024 really can go now. So I was thinking maybe I shouldn't keep those two in the same place. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so this is my drawer. And then this is where I would keep all the receipts and the proofs. But now I put like a little different container here that's going to be just for the proofs. So now it has all the proofs from last year and this year and probably even 2023. And then here is where I put the receipts, but I just took them out. So that's my new system, but I'm going to go through these and throw everything away now. I think I'm just going to do this once in a while, just go through it, and then I will just keep the ones that are 30 days or less old, and the rest I will just throw out. Also, if you're wondering why my hair is wet, I'm also using up all my old shampoos and conditioners, because I used to go to this hairdresser that cut my hair really badly, and she recommended me all these products, but I really don't like them. So now I have all these products from her that I really don't like, and a haircut that I don't like. But now it's just standing there. But now I'm like, okay, I should definitely use up like the mask, the conditioner, shampoo, because I'm not going to throw it away, because I think that's wasteful. So I'm just going to use everything up, and I'm not going to buy new shampoo and conditioner and other shower stuff until I've used everything up, because I have a shower gel that I don't like. I have 2 conditioners that I don't like. I have 2 shampoos that I don't like. I'm just trying to work my way through them, and I like to air dry my hair, so that's why it's wet. So don't mind my hair. I'm just working from home. No one is seeing me today, so it's fine. And also, it's gonna be so satisfying when I finally work through all of that, and then I can buy like a shampoo and conditioner that I actually like. god, there's even stuff from 2022 in here. I mean, that's how long I keep some of these things. And I looked it up. They have like a layer of plastic and some coating and then paper. And it said that most possibly because of that coating, it's not recyclable. So I just have to throw it with the general waste. We call it restafval. So I'm just going to throw all these away. There was one from this year. The ones from January I still keep in case something goes wrong. I think I will just keep it for like 6 months or something. And then every 6 months clean it out. There were also 3 of them that didn't have a date on them. So I put a post-it that said that I checked it on this date today. And then if nothing happens with it in 6 months or so, I'm just going to throw these out as well. But otherwise I'm never going to be able to throw them out. I mean, they might even be from 2022 or older. But yeah, it feels so good to get rid of this old stuff. Like, why am I holding on to something from 2022? Okay, I'm going to throw this out and then finish up with the receipts and stuff and put this back in the drawer. So I've also made like a little spreadsheet list with everything that goes out every month. So for business that would be called overhead. It's the cost that you have all the time. So that will be your rent, mortgage, subscriptions, phone bill, that kind of stuff. And I've also canceled a couple of things that I felt like I have used a lot in the past, but at the moment I don't need that much of it. And also maybe make room for some different costs and make a little bit more money available. I have an Audible subscription and there was a time where I used that a lot, but now I haven't been listening as much to Audible books, I guess. I'm more listening to podcasts or the Amanda Francis app, and I'm not listening to audiobooks that much at the moment. That doesn't mean I will never get back into it or anything, but I already had like 4 credits lined up, and some of the books that I already purchased with my credit I'm still listening to. So I'm halfway through a couple of books, maybe one that I haven't even started yet. So I just paused my subscription for 90 days. That's also like a money leak because every month there's a couple of euros going out and then you have more than one thing. So yeah, I canceled a couple things, and some things I do use, but every month I kind of check when I do my bookkeeping and stuff to see if I want to keep certain expenses, if I want to get rid of things. But I think that's also a good way to kind of clean up your finances, but also clean up your energy in your life, to just get rid of all these energy leaks. So yeah, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my weekly 30 minutes of email sorting. So every week for 30 minutes I sort out my emails, because I'm one of those people that has like literally thousands and thousands of emails in their inbox from over 10 years ago and stuff. I'm sorting everything from oldest to newest, and then deleting all the old stuff that I don't need, or filing away the stuff that I want to keep, and I'm working my way through to the present. So glad that 30 minutes is over again, and we're already in 2015, so we're working our way there. So we're slowly but surely getting there. That's 10 years ago is what I realized. 2015, it's 2025. Sometimes when I see emails from people like from the past that aren't in my life anymore, I also do like a really quick cord cutting visualization. So I just visualize the person and a cord between us, and I cut it, and then I just let them dissolve and let it go. It's just like an extra thing for me to energetically let go of someone also. And yeah, it's just really fun. Like, a lot of things is also from my time as a student and stuff, and I feel like I always felt like because I was such a procrastinator that I didn't really do much or something, and all those emails for internships and student jobs and about assignments, group assignments, emails with teachers about stuff, and I feel like you often do more than you think, and things are often better than you think, but sometimes it's just easy to be so hard on yourself and think that just because you're not perfect that doesn't make you like a terrible person who is incompetent or lazy or anything like that. And yeah, I think we can cut ourselves a little slack is what I'm learning from this whole process. And then I have this box of clothes that I want to put on Vinted and some books. And then in the back there is all my binders with all the papers I've received over the years. And I just want to start cleaning those out because a lot of that stuff you don't need anymore. Like I'm good at keeping everything, but I'm not good at going through it afterwards. So I want to start implementing that as well, to maybe after a couple of years go over a binder for that year and just delete everything that not delete and just throw out and recycle all the paper that I don't need anymore. And then the green box is actually filled with tights because I always send them to this tights recycling center. So yeah, those 3 boxes, the green one I need to send out, the papers I need to go through, and I think the clothes, maybe some stuff I actually want to keep, but I haven't decided yet. So the stuff I want to keep I should take out, and the rest eventually I should take some pictures of. Skirt was actually in the pile of things I wanted to get rid of, but I'm definitely keeping this. That's why I put it in the basket before actually getting rid of it, because sometimes I'm just in one of those moods where you're kind of sick of everything, but then a few months later you're like, I actually really like this. Of course, the socks and the tights don't look that great underneath, but this is gonna be great for spring and summer. I think the colors is really good. I can combine with pink, but also with like a white top or something. So I'm keeping this. Everything else I'm good with selling at some point. I just haven't really been in the mood to sell stuff on Vinted. I guess I'm just getting rid of other stuff at the moment, and then maybe in like a couple of weeks I'll start taking some pictures. So I'll leave the link for my Vinted down below if you want to shop my wardrobe, because things will be uploaded there soon, even though it isn't online at the moment, but it will be there in a little bit, so you can follow me already on Vinted if you like. And what I also want to do is clean out the fridge, because things kind of accumulate there, you know, like sauces and stuff that we don't really like. So I was thinking to clean it out and also just clean the fridge, because we have people coming to stay with us in a little bit, and I want to give them their own 2 shelves, and I want to give them a clean fridge because it's due for a cleaning. Okay, so this is everything from the top shelf, and then don't mind the floor. There's the stuff from the bottom shelf, and then this is the stuff that has to go, definitely. I'm just gonna go through everything and either place it back, or it needs to go in the dishwasher, or it needs to go. might not look super aesthetically. So all the storage stuff is in the back. I've decided to just put the lid on everything, and then the stuff that I use often is in the front. And then on the left are spices and crackers and breads and some nuts and some seasoning that I use sometimes. And then here in the back is all the stuff that I'm not using daily or weekly or even monthly sometimes. So this is just all the baking stuff, the rare ingredients. I just put it all the way in the back because that's the stuff I barely ever use. So that's the system that I'm using. And I like keeping old jars and old packaging and stuff that we can reuse to store stuff in, so that we don't have to have like a bunch of Tupperware stuff, and we can just use like old, like this with the purple lids, that's for cookies that Arjan likes, and then with the black lids, those are soup that we really like. So I just keep those because I find the measurements really convenient to store things. And then this is all the stuff that I'm going to either put in a dishwasher or throw away, but I just put it all together for now. And then this is the rest of the stuff. This was from the fridge and this is from the pantry, and I'm just going to either wash or throw away or recycle. Okay, so I looked it up to confirm, and it's best to quickly rinse all the glass before you bring it to recycling. If it's really dirty, it can disrupt the recycling process when there's a lot of dirt, or even at the point where everything is collected, it could attract a lot of species you don't want, like rats and stuff like that, I imagine, or maybe even bacteria and stuff. It's not really good for the people that work with the recycling. So I'm just going to give all the glass a quick rinse and make sure that the majority of the stuff is out there. It doesn't have to be like squeaky clean, but just like make sure that it's a little bit clean before you recycle it. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to collect everything to bring to recycling later. I just turned on the dishwasher, so I'm filming the update here so the background noise isn't too annoying. But I cleaned everything out and put it in a bag, and then Arjan came home and he was like, oh, let me take out the trash, because I just put like a bunch of like disgusting stuff in there. So he's taking out the trash, taking out the glass recycling, so that's really nice. And it just feels so good to get rid of everything that I should have gotten rid of like a long time ago. So I'm really glad that I'm doing this. And I really have to say, before I started this today, this decluttering and cleaning of the kitchen, I really felt so overwhelmed by the whole thing, and just like I really didn't want to do it. But I think compartmentalizing really helps. Like when I'm cleaning out the fridge, I'm just thinking about cleaning out the fridge. I'm not thinking about cleaning the fridge or organizing it. I'm just thinking about what needs to go. And then when I'm done with that, I can clean. And then when I'm done with that, I can move on to the next thing, and then only think about cleaning out and then clean. I'm not really thinking about the whole kitchen, if that makes sense. I'm just thinking about the thing that's in front of me. And that's something I've been practicing in general in my whole life over the past few years, and it really has helped so much with, first of all, not getting too anxious, but also not getting too overwhelmed to the point where you can't do the task. And of course, like I said, I should have thrown it out a long time ago, but that's just more because I wasn't really thinking about it and not because I was procrastinating on it. It just feels so good to get rid of everything and to clean everything out and organize it a little better. And I know it's not aesthetic, I know it's not going to stay organized for a long time, but just once in a while, it's really good. Like I hadn't done this in at least a year, probably 2 years. I have a hairdresser's appointment. You know that feeling that some people get, and you want to make a big change. You go to the hairdressers and then you're like, okay, let's change my hair, and then therefore change me. I just never really related to it because I'm always like, I just want my hair as long as possible. And then sometimes I do highlights, sometimes I do my natural color. The last few years I've just been doing highlights, but I've been getting that feeling. I feel like I want to dye my hair red. Like I'm just really craving a change. And also, I think I mentioned a couple of times, I had a really bad haircut about almost a year ago. So what's bad about it is if you see the full length of my hair, but then there's like this other part, like, do you see the difference in length? This is like this big of a difference between the shortest layer, between the longest layer and my full length hair. So of course my full length is the longest, and then the next layer is here, and there's like this big of a difference. I'm so glad hair grows. So our hair always grows faster than you think. So now it's kind of grown out, and my new hairdresser is kind of like trying to bring subtle layers so it doesn't look that bad. But it was like this whole part, and then the rest was like this or something. And so what I'm thinking is that now the longest layer is still here or something. So maybe if I like cut like 10 centimeters, like this whole piece, then the difference won't be as big between the layer and my longest hair. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, I just want to grow it all out and kind of start fresh. So I'm thinking to just like cut these bottom pieces, which doesn't look like a big deal at all, I think, but for me it's kind of a big deal. And I think I'm gonna wait with the color. I think I'm gonna wait until fall, because like I said, if you're in one of those moods, I think it's good not to be too rash, because I might regret it. Because if I don't like the length and I don't like the color, that's kind of a lot. So I was thinking I'm just going to cut off like 10-15 centimeters. I think I'm ready to just like cut it off and leave the chapter of the really bad hair behind, basically, and then just let it all grow out like over the spring and the summer, and then in the fall maybe dye it red. Like, I've been thinking about dyeing it red for a long time, but I never really had the guts for it. But I'm gonna go to my hairdresser's appointment and I'll see you there. My bathroom for a little bit yesterday, and the drawers are just filled with empties. So I have a bunch of like glass bottles that have, we call this a pipette with a syringe. I guess I just want to keep them because sometimes I make my own oil blends, and I thought it would be nice to already have some bottles. But now I have like a lot of them. I love the Gizu hair oil and face oil. Like, I love those so much. I kind of want to like keep the bottles. I don't know, I'm kind of doubting if I should just like put everything in recycling, like this face oil for example, I love. So I'm like, should I just put it on the glass and then it's like out of the way? Or the other option, I will just collect everything in a shoebox, and then I can clean them all up and remove the labels and actually use them instead of just keeping them. So I'm kind of contemplating what I should do. So for now I'm just going to put it here. This is a mask that I once used, but these kind of containers I use to store things in as well. So I think this one I'm just going to keep to use as storage. And then I just have like a couple of empties, like this heat spray from Gizu, and then these face washes from Meso Aesthetics. I'm just going to recycle these, and this one can also be recycled with the plastic. Then I'm just holding on to a lot of stuff, and I think for me it feels better right now to just let go, to be honest. So these are all the containers together. I think I'm just going to put this box downstairs and think about it for a little bit, but what honestly would feel best to me is to just let go of it. But then I feel like it's gonna be, I mean, this is glass, and glass can actually be recycled infinitely. So it's not wasteful in the sense that it's necessarily bad for the environment, but more I could use these to make my own oils and stuff. But I haven't been doing that for a few years, honestly. And if I ever get back into it, I'm sure I will have finished another one of these or these and this one. I think I should just kind of let go of these, because that's what feels better to me, to be honest. Okay, so when I got downstairs, I was just like, I should just let go of it, because it's also in the theme, like I said in the beginning, like for me what it really means is to let go of what isn't working. So maybe one day there will be a reality in which I blend together my own oils. But if I'm quite honest, I'm really enjoying the skincare that I'm using at the moment, and I would rather just use that than blend up my own at the moment. So, and it's glass anyway, so I try to focus on glass packaging for skincare, because then it's also afterwards you can just put it with the glass recycling, and glass can be recycled infinitely. So also for that reason I don't have to hold on to it. So yeah, I just put it in the bag with the other glass recycling, and I'm just going to take it out later or in a couple of days. So, and it actually feels really good to just let go of it. Like, I want to be the kind of person who makes her own essential oil blends or a facial oil or something like that, or hair oil. But to be honest, I love the Gizu hair oil and I would rather use that than anything I've made my own. I love the face oil that I showed you, and I would rather just use that at this point. So it feels really good to just let it go, and yeah, that's just what feels good to me right now. And I feel like everything that's behind me is probably due for some letting go. Like, I was using the highlighters. I have like some rainbow highlighters here, markers. This one, for example, it doesn't work, so I think I'm going to test everything and just get rid of the ones that don't work. So yeah, I'm just going to test those. This is also the heating, so it's probably not smart to put this on top of that anyway, because they will dry out. And then these candles I got as Ariane's parents just had these laying around the house, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll take them, because they weren't using them. But I need to just put them downstairs in the fireplace and just use them, because now they're always kind of like standing there. Because I was like, oh, we have some pink in here, like my office is the only room that has pink, so that's why I was like, oh, pink. But I don't use these kind of candles up here. I just have a couple of Himalayan sea salt candle holders, and that's it. So I'm just going to put these downstairs, and we're going to use these up because it's about to be spring. So in a couple of months we're not gonna be using candles anymore that much anyway. So I'm just going to put this all downstairs, and we're just going to use up all the candles that we have. And that also feels really good to kind of start next fall, next winter with fresh candles and just burn up what we have at the moment. Okay, so these are the ones that are dried up and don't work anymore. So I'm going to look up how to dispose of them and get rid of these. And then these are the ones that still work, which is mostly the pastel ones, which makes sense because I use those the most, I think. And then this was used to like keep them, so I think this can just go with plastic recycling. Here you can see like this is empty, this is still good, this is empty. So I'm glad I tested this out. So I figured I would test all my pens as well. The ones that are empty I put in this box. So I also looked up about recycling, and pens and markers and stuff are really hard to recycle because they have a lot of mixed materials in there. So it's like metal, plastic, ink, I don't know what else, but that's kind of the thing. So the best thing you can do if you purchase writing stuff is to purchase something that is already biodegradable. So I'm seeing a few ones. I don't know about you, but most of the pens that I have are promotional materials. So this is from a hotel and it says like biodegradable on it, and then this one says like bamboo is a self-replenishing resource. So this one is mostly made from bamboo, but it does have plastic on the top still. Or for example, these you can refill, so that would probably be your best option, to get a metal one that is refillable, so that you can get this, you know, refillable ones. And also markers, I read there are also companies that provide refillable markers also. So I think that would be your best bet as far as being environmental in your decluttering and getting rid of stuff, is that if things are reusable, then when you throw them away, you just throw away just the only thing that you have used, which is the ink. Now I have to get rid of all this plastic and stuff, and the way I looked it up, so in the Netherlands there used to be a recycling program for writing stuff, and it was provided by TerraCycle and sponsored by Bic, which makes a lot of pens. But then they ended in the end of 2024, and now in the Netherlands at least there isn't a recycling program as far as I could find, but if you know one, let me know. So I think what I've read is that you can just put it with the general waste, with the rest of all. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to put it with general waste, but in the future, when I run out of all these other markers, and if I ever run out of promotional pen, I'm definitely going to focus more on reusable materials instead of like throwaway ones, which most of these pens and markers are throwaway, but that's how I'm going to move forward. So out with the single-use plastic and in with reusable, sustainable writing wear. With the general waste, it just makes me feel so good to get rid of stuff. Okay, maybe we should also fix this chair in this vlog, because it's always, I should like attach the screws. And I also wanted to show you the Polaroid camera that my aunt got me. So she got this as a gift we purchased, I don't know how long ago, and it's like completely unused. It even has batteries included. I don't think it has pictures. No, it's empty. Like it would show a number here if it had pictures in there, but I was like, that's so sweet that she gave it to me, and even that she thought about me, to be honest, because she could have just sold this on Marketplace and got like 50 or 60 euros for it probably. So I thought it was really sweet, and I already have one in pink with a case and stuff. So at first I was like, maybe I should sell my old one or this one, or you know, because if something is a gift I would usually prefer to keep the gift. But then Arjan was like, you should just keep it, you never know if you ever have like a party or an event or something, and it would be fun to have two. And I was like, that's really true. So I was thinking to maybe take this one on our next holiday. We're gonna go to Lisbon soon, and I was thinking to just bring this and see if I can take some pictures on holiday, because I've been really getting into analog photography also, because I feel like as I'm growing more in this role as a content creator, I feel like a lot of the pictures I take kind of thinking also about content. Not everything. I take a lot of pictures and videos just for us or for me, but I don't know, I've just been feeling this pull. Like I love photography, but when you do digital photography, there's always like, you have like hundreds of photos, and you have to like go through them all and edit and color correct, and that part feels more like a job to me, whereas taking the pictures I really enjoy. So I was thinking to just kind of get into some scrapbooking maybe, and just kind of see if I can maybe get into that, you know, just like take the pictures, and then at the end of the trip I want to like scrapbook and just kind of write stuff down. And because I find crafting really relaxing. As a child I used to love crafting. I just really enjoy that stuff, and I think because as an adult sometimes I feel like I only do things if there's a result for it, but I want to also embrace that I can just enjoy something, and it doesn't always have to have a result for it to be valuable to me, or for me to spend my valuable time on that. So that's why I've been trying to get into analog photography. And it's funny because the reason I got this is because when I realized this, I was like, people must have analog cameras laying around, because back in the day people would use analog cameras for everything. So I'm sure someone has a camera somewhere. So I was just kind of asking around, and then at Christmas my aunt was like, oh, I have an old Polaroid camera, but I thought she just meant like an old one, like a vintage one, but she meant this one. So that was a really fun surprise. And then someone else in Arjan's family was like, she actually had like, we call it spiegelreflex, like an analog spiegelreflex camera still laying around. She was like, you can just use it, and if you use it, you can have it. So I feel like this year I'm really gonna get into photography maybe. So that's a whole project in itself, but I'm really excited to get into that as well. I'm gonna bring this on our next trip and just kind of see if I use it and if I enjoy it. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I was just cleaning out the extra room and I found my old photography background. So I took a couple of pictures and I put them on Marketplace, and that's also a really good way to keep the energy circulating, because I'm holding on to something that I don't use anymore. I used to use it in our old apartment because I didn't have like a nice normal neutral background with good lighting, but now all of our walls are white, so I don't need it anymore in this house. I just put it on Marketplace, and that's another way to just kind of keep circulating, keep the energy moving, instead of everything being so stagnant, me holding on to things. Like, it's literally in perfect condition. I would have loved to buy it on Marketplace back in the day. So I'm just glad I can pay it forward to someone else. Okay, so I just sorted through all those binders and they're all empty now. Literally 99% of all this top coat I could just throw away because most of it is online anyway. So that's a relief. I think I'm just gonna keep a couple and then donate the rest to the thrift shop. Thank you so much for doing this reset with me. It felt so good to just let go of all the old energy, the old stuff, and really make room for the new. So I hope it inspires you to do the same. I have a whole playlist of productive vlogs. I have a playlist of cleaning vlogs. So if you want to watch more similar content, you can watch those there. And of course, subscribe to my channel and like and comment. It really helps my channel out a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!